Hey, what's up and welcome back. Today I want to go over the books I read in Q1 or quarter one for 2021. So let's just jump in. The first book I read is called The Outsiders, and it's a classic. It follows a young boy who kind of goes through troubling times around the 1950s. I've already seen the movie, but I thought it would be interesting to read the book. So I did, and I liked it, and I gave it 4 stars. The next book I read is called Crucial Conversations. Like it states, it helps you in kind of going through tough conversations. Some examples might be family conversations or work conversations. It was pretty good. So it has variety, but it's not very deep. But I still thought it was useful and a good starting point to discuss some of these topics. Maybe I'll do a recommended video on more in-depth books that would cover this topic. But yeah, I gave it a 4. I liked it. If you think you can benefit from this, I would highly recommend that you do read it. The next book I read is Dune, and really excited that I finished this. It was kind of a beast. It was on my TBR, so I feel a sense of accomplishment. And I enjoyed it. I've kind of already discussed this book in my TBR, so I'm not really going to go in depth, but it's a sci-fi book that follows a young man and his mother and kind of the weird mishaps that kind of happen on the planet. Doing a terrible job explaining this. Anyways, I enjoyed it. I'll probably keep reading it since it kind of left on a cliffhanger, and I'm kind of curious how it ends or continues. So, yep. Cool. The next book I read is called Daring Greatly by Brené Brown. It's a fairly interesting book. It's more of a self-helpy. She explains how to not be ashamed and to appreciate vulnerability, and I like that. But it didn't really leave you with any actions to do. It's more of a keep this in mind, that sort of thing. So I gave it a 3 stars, but still a good book. The next book I read is called Meanie Habits for Weight Loss. I gave it a 5 stars. Don't get me wrong, I love my body. I don't think I'm fat in any way. I just thought it would be interesting to kind of manage my weight during this time of kind of stagnation. I'm very into habits, so I thought it was a great read. And it's very, very short. I highly recommend it. It's very actionable in that it tells you if you want to start a new habit, create the habit so small that you'll seem it's so ridiculous to not do, and so you repeatedly do the action. It does also go over some food related issues that maybe we have, such as seeing food as good and bad, and maybe to not do that. If you're also in that mind space, then pick it up. Another book I read is called Human Hacking: Win Friends, Influence People, and Leave Them Better Off for Having Met You. It's similar to this book. It helps you be a bit more social. It did it in such a way where I can maybe do some of these actions and not feel like fake or kind of wasting time or meeting people that you don't really want to meet. It's a really good book. I gave it a 4 stars. I enjoyed it and it was informative, but I can't really take action on any of the suggestions it's saying. So I'll probably reread it and then give it a 5 when the time comes. Next book I read is called Candied. I didn't really enjoy it. I gave it a 2 stars. I only picked it up because it was already on my shelf and I figured I should read it or get rid of it. And so I did. I didn't really like it. It's about a man who goes through some terrible things over and over, and he's in love with this woman who I already forgot her name, and she also has some really messed up things happen to her, and in the end they end up together but not for any happy reason, and it was just depressing, and it was not a book I recommend at all, and that's it. I don't know why it's a classic. Kind of upset. The last book I read, don't judge me, but it's called Eating for Beauty. It goes over some of the various fruits and vegetables that you should probably eat to improve your skin or nails or just overall immune system, but also with a purpose, and I'm all about efficiency. I was surprised at how I oddly enjoyed it. It was very informative. I already have some tabs and I'll probably keep referencing it. I'm already started eating very healthy, but it's a short read, and yes, there's a vanity thing to it, but what are you gonna do? Oh, and I gave it a 4 stars. The next book I read is an audiobook, so I'll put it right here, but it's called Get Together: How to Build a Community. It was very informative and a really short read. I think it was like 2 hours long. Gave it a 5 stars. It's self-explanatory. It kind of goes through the different steps that you might go to making and building your own community. The next book I read was an ebook, and I'll put it right here. It's called Show Your Work by Austin Kleon. It was very informative, quick read, sort of like you read it in the span of an hour, so it was nice. And I gave it a 4 stars. It does give you some action items, which is kind of fun. And that's it. That's all the books that I read in Q1. I hope you pick up some of these books. Hopefully you stay away from one of them. And that's it.